Well, good morning and welcome to the vlog. Plan today is to do a sunrise chase, but I've just looked outside the window and it's looking completely overcast. Conditions are not good at all. So I'm really asking myself, why am I doing this? Why did I get up and not just stay in bed? And I guess the simple reason is, I'm here to catch up with Antoine and I don't want to let him down. So at the very worst case scenario, I'm in for hanging out with Antoine and have a great breakfast with him at a pub somewhere. But best case scenario, we have a lucky break, sun pierces through the clouds and we'll be on to an epic sunrise. Mind you, the likelihood of that happening is really low, but it's always nice to just get out the house anyway, enjoy the crisp morning air, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's head out there into London streets and see where this morning takes us. Just made it down to the river, and as predicted the conditions are completely overcast, very grey out, but right now in the calmness of morning the water is just really still and you can get some beautiful reflections bouncing off the lights of the buildings that are still on, as well as the London Eye still being lit up, kind of mid-blue hour now, so that's beautiful. And I think we might just quickly pinch out a few shots before it gets too light and just plain grey, just make the most of that little bit of blue left in the sky. Get a nice shot of the London Eye, possibly some reflections in the water. That's actually not too bad at all. So I'm going to rush before it gets too bright, set up shop further down the river where Antoine is waiting for me. He just texted me. Find him there, get the tripods out, and then do some long exposures, get that water even silkier than it already is naturally. And yeah, I think, fingers crossed, with a bit of good luck and some nice Lightroom editing skills, we might walk away with a good photo. Let's go check it out. In the time it took me to walk along the side of the river, I was too slow in the end, and the blue's completely faded, and this is what I'm dealing with. I don't think this makes for great photography condition whatsoever. Got a bit of grey, well, not a bit, all of it. And right on the horizon is a tiny bit of orange coming through, but I doubt that's going to make a big impact in the photos, but here we are anyway, just playing around with the cameras. Joined by Antoine, of course. So sometimes it's more important just to catch up, have a good time, talk shit, and yeah, use the cameras anyway, in the vague hope that something good might come anyway. Hope does die last, they say, and here we are taking photos. I think there's no sugarcoating it. Today has been a bit of a fail photography wise, but let me show you the best photo I got anyway. It's a 3-minute long exposure just before the London Eye started moving, because if you take long exposures with the London Eye on, it's a very different effect where you get a lot of motion blur. But if you come early in the morning, the London Eye hasn't started moving yet, and you can get it perfectly still, and the long exposure then only affects the water, and that's exactly what I was going for. 3 minutes, here it is. So instead of spending this entire vlog complaining about the weather, which would be rather British of me, I decided why not, instead of complaining about it, make the most of it and find a composition where you can really use this weather to your advantage. And that's exactly what I've done. If you come here to Westminster Abbey, there it is, and head into the side streets, you can really make the most of this overcast weather, because if it was a bright sunny day, there'd be a lot of harsh shadow and you'd be dealing with a lot of dynamic range issues, where the top of the cathedral would be very blown out and overexposed while trying to maintain a lot of detail in these shadows here in the side streets. But if you come on a gloomy overcast day, that problem is entirely mitigated, because the light's very soft, all the shadows are removed, and it's a very balanced scene. You can easily get some shots. So that's exactly what I've done. And another good thing to bear in mind is when you're shooting in bad weather days, when it's grey and overcast, find a composition where the sky isn't so important. So right now, the things I'm focusing on are these phone boxes here, as well as the cathedral, and there's plenty of interest in the photos, so the white sky doesn't really matter because it's not distracting from the composition that I have in mind. With the church and the red phone box, it just looks perfect. And I've even gone one step further by introducing myself in the shot as a foreground element, which is awesome because if you use a person in your photos, you've got an amazing sense of scale and it makes the photo a lot more relatable. Now, it's no coincidence that I'm wearing a red jacket today, because I thought with the phone box, the red jacket, and Westminster Abbey, those three things put together would make a really nice shot. I guess it's a little bit arrogant and vain to describe a photo of yourself as being awesome, but I stand by it. I'm loving my photo, and I want to get your opinion on it as well. But what did you think of that? Do give me an ego boost. Let me know in the comments below about how good that photo was. And one other thing I wanted to point out is that I managed to get that photo just in the nick of time. Just as I got the photo, pulled the shutter, this beautiful van over here rocked up, parked here, people got out and started laughing at me for ruining my composition, which is just extremely classy of them, and I'm grateful for them that they have such a beautiful parking spot when this whole street is empty full of parking spots. But good job to them, whatever makes them happy. Anyway, that's me complaining again, so I should stop that and end the scene. So it's time to call this video to an end because breakfast is calling my name. But I'd just like to end this video on a positive note, saying you should not complain about the conditions you have to deal with like I did earlier in the video, but rather embrace them and make the most of them and use them to your advantage. Rather play the cards you dealt rather than complaining about them, and you can walk away with some amazing results. So that's the moral of the story. Thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you in a future video. Bye for now. Also be sure to like and subscribe, because you have to say that at the end of every YouTube video. It is customary. Like, comment and subscribe. Okay, with that out of the way, that's it from me. Goodbye. See you soon.